So, on behalf of ICT Academy and this entire educator community, I welcome Professor Kari Siddhappa, who's the Honorable Vice Chancellor of VTU, Karnataka. And sir is known for his able administration and academic leadership in this big university comprising of several, no more than 200 institutions in Karnataka. Churning out several lakh of engineering graduates for the nation and as the globe. So we are very proud to have you, sir, as a first speaker of today, as a guest speaker. Thank you very much for accepting and being with us today. I welcome you on behalf of the entire team, ICT Academy. So with this, let me first welcome Dr. Kari Siddhappa, and I request you to deliver your opening keynote on the future is here now and how you look the future of education is going to be specific to higher education, because now that there is a committee report of UGC, there are a lot of new things which is trying to evolve, and we'll be happy to listen to you and take it to the larger audience. So over to Dr. Kari Siddhappa.
Thank you, Anbu Kumar. Good morning to one and all. I'm very much delighted to be part of this Sky Campus Digital Knowledge Series session 3. Let me thank the people who gave me this opportunity, the Lakshmi Narayan ji, Mr. Shivakumar, CEO of ICT, Anbu ji, and Vishnu Prasad and team ICT Academy. I also eager to hear to other two experts, Senthil Nayagam and Rajan Sethuraman. Senthil Nayagan is Senior Vice President and Global Head of Exaware Technologies. And I think Sri Rajan is from Latent View Analytics, is the Chief Executive Officer. I'm eager to hear to them, and also I'm eager to have reflection from all the educators present here, academicians present here, and other invitees in this session. Friends, I wish to share some of my thoughts, which has really come into effect. We had some thoughts earlier also. We will be thinking in future also. As rightly pointed out, future is here now, and it is always there. Future is always there. And I will be concentrating on education and education related technologies, and also some of the topics which are of relevant in nature, especially pre and pro COVID-19. Friends, in the universities or the institutions, we try to learn, or learning happens. It is not only learning to the students, it really happens amongst all the stakeholders, the administrators, the parents, students, and especially the teachers. Unless we all become students, there is no scope for continuous learning, and there is no scope for stay relevant. So that is the reason why I say we are all part of learning process, a continuous learning process. Normally, in any institution or university, we design a curriculum and we try to revise it time and again, depending on the newer technologies, the expectations of the industry and society, etc., etc. Then we deliver it in the classroom or lecture halls, and we evaluate through continuous internal evaluation, session ending examinations, and through various activities. This has been the practice of most of the institutions and universities in India. Now, we have to redefine the role of educators. Due to the very unfortunate thing happened across the whole globe, there are sorrows, there are miseries, there are problems, many things have happened. But with all that, this COVID-19 has put some challenges. Challenges in our own day-to-day life, the challenges in mental health, the challenges in the process of thinking, very thinking of itself. And I think many of us were following the principles, but now the percentage has increased. I think now human being has become more being human during this period. So that's what we see and observe. And the climatic changes have happened. So therefore, there are various challenges which are posed by this pandemic had to be carefully looked into, and we need to plan our future. Now, as I said, we should redefine the role of educators. Yes, we do teach, as I said, the classroom, lecture halls, etc. But now what is that we have to think about? Now, what is that we have to do about? Yes, we have been talking about the teachers being facilitators, who can handhold the students, who can give knowledge to the students, who can give skill set to the students, who can teach universal human values to the students, etc. Now, this role has become more important. We need to understand our roles properly now, more than anything else in the present context. We have been doing it. We have understood our roles. No problem. It is not a complaint or a allegation against anybody. But now we have to be more effective, and we have to precisely understand our role properly within the space and time available to us. And why I say these facilitators? So these are the challenges we have. Now, we have moved to blended learning. As soon as the lockdown announced in the country by the Honorable Prime Minister, everybody thought of how to handle the situation. Most of the universities and institutions moved to various digital forums to teach the students. Is it the only solution? In my opinion, we have to increase the digital interventions as a tool. This is a tool only, and it should complement our education system. It should complement the learning process. It should assist in a more comprehensive and effective way to learn each other and make our students more responsible, more knowledgeable, and more skilled to face the challenges, and also acquire knowledge to survive. And definitely, is this a substitute to classroom? No, not at all. Not at all. That is the reason why I said it can only supplement. We need to have a blended learning. We need to have blended learning. The present generation is passionate about using technology. So therefore, we have to use the technology to make them more relevant. So therefore, this blended learning, along with classroom interventions, how to go about it. So as I said, we were doing the revision of curriculum. Now we have to redesign the curriculum. So redesign so that this blended form of learning happens very effectively. The other point which I want to say is, suppose if we go for entire digital way, we miss certain very important things. We miss our human interventions. We miss our relations. Our students miss Kale and sports. We miss many things. So there are many things we achieve when you work in a classroom or a lecture, in a college or a university. So you are with nature. You are not isolated. You learn with so many observations, so many things happening with your friends, with your teacher, with your parents, with your peers, etc. So that's why we can have this as a coexisting system. Digital interventions are various digital platforms, and the teaching to be very relevant and coexistent. So to make it relevant, we have to redesign our curriculum. So each one of us should understand roles more precisely. We have to inculcate universal human values in the system. We should have create student readiness to acquire the knowledge in this blended forum. Therefore, we need to ensure a thorough participation of each and everybody, and more precisely, the students community. They must participate. The activities which you are planning, which I say as action plan now, should make them participate. We are not going to make them competitors of getting 10 out of 10 or 10 out of 9.5 or top class students and try to test their only memory, etc. Yes, we need to test them, but this testing memory is a partial thing. It's not complete thing. We need to understand how much they have acquired. You must base your assessment based on the knowledge acquired by them with these interventions. So that's why we have to redesign our curriculum. We have to reassess ourselves in delivery of the content and in the measurements of assessment, which has to be very impartial and which is mostly based on the knowledge acquired by the students and partially maybe memory, because we need to have certain things. We need to remember Pythagoras theorem. So because somewhere it will be useful, we cannot completely rule out some of the things which our students memorize. Maybe a expansion of a plus b whole cube, or solution of a quadratic equation. Of course, we have gadgets, we have a calculator which can solve simultaneous equations, but the basic they must know. Basis of mathematics should be known, physics should be known, chemistry should be known, social sciences must be known. So that is the reason why I said in our action plan, we need to introduce universal human values. Actually, in one of the earlier topics or the sessions, people have talked about VUCA, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous environments. These are all man-made. So this should change. This UVCA should change. So what should happen? It should happen, UVCA should happen, virtual, useful, comprehensive assistance, a tool. I think we have to redefine VUCA as virtual, useful, comprehensive assistance to the society, which encompasses all of us: students, teachers, vice chancellors, administrators, industrialists, CEOs, each one of us. So therefore, we need to have a technology of this kind, which assists, which handholds, which complements the system to achieve more goals and more to challenge posed by the COVID can be easily be eliminated. Now, in our action plan, we should go for more of classroom discussions. As I said, we have to redesign our curriculum. Then what is that we have to do? The implement or deliver that kind of a curriculum which is redesigned under these circumstances. So we need to have classroom discussions, debate, guided participations, guided practices, knowledge and skill based, including life skills teaching. We should also address on various courses on newer technologies. Everybody we talk about artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, blockchain technology, data sciences, etc., etc. So we have to give them such a knowledge on each of the topics. When they go to industry, they are not shocked. They must have some knowledge. I do agree. We cannot teach all that necessary in an industry. But when they go, they must not get shocked. They must feel that, yes, something I know on this, with the training given by the industry, with the inputs given by his superiors, etc., will make him or her happy to learn and adopt himself or herself so quickly as expected by the industry. Now, we have to talk about climatic changes in our curriculum. We have to talk about mental health, the material resources diminishing, and we have to understand oneself. That is more meaningful in the present scenario. Unless you understand, as I said, roles. So we have to understand our roles properly, and above all, harmony in the society. Our education system, with a new definition or a redesigned one, it should talk about harmony of the society, universal human values, and life skills more predominantly. As I said, learning is continuous. It is lifelong. We cannot teach A to Z in the universities or the institution, but we can make them learn. We can make them learn so quickly as required by the industry or the life, etc., with the inputs given by my teacher colleagues. Now, what is that we have to do? We need to have accordingly what is the impact or the to implement all this plan. What is that we have to do? Each university and institute should have a very comprehensive and robust LMS system in anticipation of some of the problems. Sometimes we cannot anticipate, but we need to anticipate now. People are talking about teaching some technologies in anticipation. So therefore, this COVID-19 has given us a challenge that we should anticipate something and prepare ourselves. So last minute, there will be lots of problems like what we have faced. And we have to have improved internet facilities, especially in rural areas. See, VTU has been doing a wonderful job in terms of digital learning, but the statistics tell me that we are able to reach very effectively about 70% of the students, about the 30%. So therefore, we need to have a wonderful network of this IT facilities across India, and especially the powerful one in rural areas, because most of the students in places like ours are most of the states, you have a larger chunk of rural students studying in higher education. And we, as I said, when you redesign the curriculum, it should be relevant one. It should be appropriate one. It should with newer technologies, as I mentioned earlier. Many of the recent technologies are there. And we also, somewhere we have to break the barriers. You have been talking about the engineering, the medicine, the arts and commerce and these kind of things. Now, slowly in engineering, we have been using the business administration courses. We also separate degrees we have in terms of MBA or BBA or BSc, BCA, etc. So therefore, when a student has got some passion, we should allow these students to learn. This is a big question. I don't know, because of paucity of time, I'll not be able to discuss all what we are need to do. As per the national education policy or the new education policy, we should not have silos. We should also give an opportunity to the students to study the passion with passion of his or her choice. Somebody in engineering wants to know about the economics. Somebody in engineering wants to study the accountancy. Somebody in engineering wants to know about social sciences. For example, this mental health, psychological problems, the problems faced by the younger generation, the problem faced by the society during such as this COVID-19, when we are in isolation. Okay, so it has created a peculiar situation, right? We were all going to zoos and the forests and wild reserved forests, etc., to see the wild animals. Now wild animals are coming to see us. We are inside the house. See the situation. So this is the kind of challenges which our student has to face. Therefore, we should be ready with this. As I said, with the technology, with the various digital forums, as I said, comprehensive or robust or whatever you call it as, I think we can make more meaningful learning, and we can be very fast. The quantum of knowledge the students gain without the digital interventions and with the digital intervention, there is a lot of difference. There is a lot of difference. So therefore, you can impart them a lot of information. As I said, you can go beyond the boundaries, beyond the classrooms. Yes, you teach them what is there in 50 hours of curriculum, in 25 hours, 30 hours, and go beyond that. Go beyond that. So now, with all these definitions and the openings, so what is that we need to do? The second question is, or the primary important question is, the training of the teachers. The teachers must train themselves, who are inside the institution. And the younger generation which comes for this profession should be trained well in advance. They must not come and innovate or experiment when they come back to the institution. They must be very familiar with their roles and responsibilities, and with the human ethics and professional competency, the knowledge and skill set, and also some exposure to the problems of industry, etc. Now, when I'm talking about the roles, now the industries also must participate. Industries must participate, must have an unit which will interact with the universities and the institutions to train teachers, to design the curriculum, to offer projects, to offer workshops, and the expert industrialist should use some digital platform on a given day at a particular time and address the institutes of that region or the states or the nation using a platform like this. So that will go a long way. That is the role of industry in augmenting a very meaningful technical education or general education. So we need not concentrate on engineering because we are all engineers. Even arts and science people, they are all social engineers. Doctors are also engineers. In my opinion, each and every human being on this earth will have some part of or portion of engineering inside in them. They are engineers always. So therefore, the understanding each one of us and having this kind of a big phenomena will go a long way in achieving the excellence in teaching learning process. So to sum up, blended learning must be devised. Accordingly, we are to be ready in universities and colleges. So you can decide what is the percentage of learning you take. And to make a more meaningful way of learning, as I said, a lot of discussions should happen inside the classroom. And you must engage the students when they are there in the college or at home, etc. And the teachers must be ready to have this kind of challenge. The teacher is not that, you go and take a timetable. You are given 4 hours of teaching into 8 units, 3 hours of practicals, 3 units, 8 plus 3, professor 14 units, 12 units, assistant professor 14 units, something. No. We are 24/7 people. Don't count your work because everybody says the whole universe has accepted, especially this COVID period. The noble profession is teaching profession. So you may get less salary or more. Of course, I think handful salary you get in 6th pay and even 7th pay is so excellent. But so that is a part of life. Let us not give importance to that. So that is the kind of meaningful participation by the teachers which is required to implement this. So therefore, you should have a very comprehensive, robust LMS in the system and newer technologies in the curriculum, newer way of thinking in the curriculum, and very meaningful way of interacting with the students through discussions, debates, question answer session. It should not be a mono like what. So earlier, yes, we were not knowing what to do and what to become, etc., etc. Now we have this. And you must create an atmosphere which gives confidence in the students. See, most of the students, even in this period, they are worried about their next placements. They have offer letter, whether the company is going to honor those offer letter this time or whether they are going to defer it for another 3 months or they are going to cancel. So this is the kind of thinking which is not required. It is not our part of our game at all. The job, yes, we need to do. We need to earn something. We need to support our parents, etc., etc. That is the last priority in our system. Each one of us have a job. Definitely we have a job. There is no dearth of jobs. Only thing is you are not ready. You do not have that kind of skill set in you. Kaushalya, as they call it as. That kind of mental makeup in you. So you think about life. You think about the passion in you, etc. So please do not worry about the uncertainties. They are not in our control, isn't it? The universities and the administrators, the governments, both state and central governments in India, they are thinking about you. That is our role. You leave it to us. We'll take care of you. The government will take care of you. The administrators will take care of you. The industries will take care of you. Industries also across the globe, they know their roles. They are also being human there. There are many people who are helping the employees, various with the limited resources, giving partial salary, etc., etc. They are taking care. So therefore, let us not worry about this. And this COVID has given a new challenges, and you must be ready to face those challenges with the type of interventions I mentioned and with the type of thinking which has been. So I hope these are all the thoughts process which are happening in the higher education system. I think the industries, the academic leaders, the governments will definitely think about it and create a society which is balanced, which is harmonious, and which is a stubborn one. The whole world is looking towards India. We need to make the India as industry destiny and education destiny. So once again, I thank all the team members of ICT and all the executives of ICT and my two experts for sharing going to share the charts with me. And I take this opportunity to thank all the educators from big to small. You are all important. So think it properly and try to innovate yourself to bring something of blended learning more effective and more meaningful in this country. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir. I think thank you very much for your